harvested a few potatoes out of my potato patch. There's a pretty good size one. I've washed them off. I've trimmed them if there were any bad spots on them, but I'm going to leave most of the peelings on them, and I'm going to grate them up, and I'll show you how I do that. This is a grater that we got a long time ago. I can't remember where we got it, but it does a good job. I really like using it, and so I'm going to continue grating these potatoes, a few of them, and then I will explain to you what I'm going to do with them. One thing you have to remember is not to get your fingers too close to the grater when you get down there a little ways, because it will take a little piece right out of your finger if you do. So you got to be careful with all graters and all sharp edges, right? After I grate down a little ways, I usually turn the potato over, because I want to get all of the skin that I can in there. I think that's nutritious, and so we're gonna try and not waste any of the skin. Some of them are pretty tiny, like these right here, but then some of them are pretty good size, like this one right here. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Lazy Dog Farm, and when they dig their big patches of potatoes, whether it's regular potatoes or sweet potatoes, they always start off by saying, "It's tater time," and the kids get all excited about going and digging the potatoes. I feel the same way, but it's not tater time yet here. I just decided to dig up a few hills, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and then again maybe last week. I don't know. They last a long time sitting on your counter, so I can't remember when I dug these up. I also have, after these, a few more in this bucket that I also dug up. And I'm going to be, well, let me tell you that I'm putting the cloth on top of it, because if they're exposed to too much light, they'll start turning green, and then they'll be really bitter. And also they might give you a stomach ache if you eat green potatoes. Some people say they're poison if they turn green. Okay, I'm going to finish grating these up, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do with them. Actually, I thought I needed to give you a little better view of what I'm doing here so you can see it just a little bit better. What I'm going to do with my grated potatoes is make hash browns for the freezer. And this is how I do it. I put some butter in the pan. I like to use butter because I think it makes the potatoes taste better. I have used bacon grease before, and it's okay. And sometimes I use a combination of bacon grease and butter. I'm not going to put all of these in at once, but just a few. Turn the stove up to medium. So if I can get down here. I turn the stove up to medium, and I'm going to put on some pepper. I'm not going to put on salt because I use salted butter. So I'll put on some pepper and probably a little bit of onion powder. Yeah, I think just those two things, pepper, onion powder. Parsley would be good in that. I've never really had parsley on my hash browns, but maybe I'll try some of that. That sounds good. So there's the pepper. I'll kind of go lightly on that. Onion powder. You can just go ahead and fry these up with fresh onions. But since I didn't do that, then I'm using the onion powder and then a little parsley. Ooh, that looks good. What I like to do is, after they start cooking a little bit, is to mix them around so that the seasonings get mixed in with all of it. Here's a little chunk of potato that didn't get grated up into long skinny pieces, but it doesn't matter because it's a thin piece of tomato. It'll cook just fine. Okay. I'm going to put a lid on that to help it cook a little bit faster. Actually, my dishwasher just turned off, and the lid that really goes to this is in there, so I'm going to get that lid. Right there. Now you see these plates back here. I have a couple of plates back here. And I'm going to, after this is finished cooking, I'm going to put this amount onto this plate. First I will put a piece of plastic wrap on the plate. Then I will put the hash browns on it. Then I will wrap it up with the plastic wrap, stick this in the freezer like this. When it's frozen, I'll take it out of the freezer and just take that big chunk of hash browns all wrapped in plastic, and I will put it on a shelf in the freezer. Now when I want to have the hash browns, take them out of the freezer, unwrap it. It fits perfectly on this plate, and I can microwave it very quickly that way, and voila, there's my breakfast. At least part of it. Okay, so I'm going to continue to cook these and do everything that I just said I was going to do with them, and I will get back to you. So just a little bit ago, I noticed that I said tomato instead of potato. So I hope you already fixed that in your brain. We're doing potatoes here, not tomatoes. Something else that you can also do when you're making hash browns ahead of time like this is to cook them most of the way, but not necessarily all the way that you like them, but most of the way. And then put them in the freezer the same way. And when you take them out, you just plop them in your frying pan again and finish cooking them the rest of the way. That way your whole kitchen will smell like hash browns for a longer time, because you're actually cooking them a little bit more. So there's something else that you can do. And you can add eggs to them, make what we've always called missionary breakfast, where you just have one pan for everything. You know, you cook your bacon, throw in the hash browns, throw in the eggs, everything's all together in one pot. So you can live cheaply like a missionary and just have one pan and have a great meal. So another thing that I did, and you probably wondered about this, is that after I cooked each little batch, I made 3 batches of hash browns. After I cooked them, I put them on a larger plate, this one right here, to cool them off a little bit while the next batch was cooking, so that I wasn't putting super hot hash browns onto my plastic wrap. So these are pretty much cooled most of the way, and I'm going to put them on this plate right here and wrap them up, put them in the freezer with the others. I'll show you the others. And yeah, that project will be done. By the way, my son was just over here, and he said he was listening to my video so far. He said that the toxin that is in potatoes naturally is called solanine, and it helps keep bugs away from potatoes for the most part. So that's what it's called. It's solanine, and it's present in potatoes all the time, apparently. But if you leave your potatoes in the sun, then they start turning green and the solanine becomes stronger. And yeah, he did say that it was a toxin. So it's considered a poison. If you do eat green potatoes, you might feel sick. Hopefully no more than that. He also said that if you fry, well, one thing first, you can cut off the green part, still use the rest of the potato. Or another thing you can do, even if they're green, is when you fry the potatoes, it will kill the toxin. If you boil the potatoes, it doesn't kill it. It's the process of the different methods of cooking is what he said. So, if you have more information on that, you can leave a comment. There's the other 2 plates of potatoes right there. Just going to come down here, add this one. Right there. And let those freeze. Alright, got that done. Now, just because I'm curious. Oh, see, I'm trying to show you. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I had a hard time yesterday showing you these out my window, but doing it this way is way better. Yay, they're still alive. So pretty. All right. And there's my pears. Got all those going. All ready to label and take downstairs and store them. So, got to remember to get that taken care of. Thank you for watching today. I hope it was helpful. I hope that if you have some potatoes, you'll try doing something new and different with them that you maybe haven't tried before. It's not tater time yet at my house, but it soon will be, and I'm looking forward to that, when we can harvest all of them. Please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, share with your friends who like potatoes, and make a comment. I still have more to do today. I'm going to mow the lawn, spray off the lawnmower really good, spray out the lawnmower shed. Hopefully I'll get around to cleaning out the garage. I need to work on the chicken coop number 2. Lots of things. I hope you have a good day too. Thanks for watching.